and how like and how this business works, right? And tonight, I think that they will talk about the difference between investing versus spending versus investing, sacrificing your money, and then spending. And then they also talk about the return of investment um, of our business, right? What we can get, right? So, without further ado, please help me welcome Sasha and Mikhail to the stage.
Welcome. Welcome, Mikhail.
Let's go.
Wow.
Let's
Hello.
go, Mikhail. Guapo, guapo.
Woo! Oh my
Let's go,
gosh.
Sasha.
Wow. Thank you. Oh my gosh. We didn't know we have that many fans. Right. Hello everyone. I hope that everyone is having a good Monday night, right? My name is Shasha. Proudly sponsoring the business by Mia upcoming platinum starting August 2023 and everybody all of us know Phil and Luna, right? So today I'm very, blessed to be the speaker for tonight's podcast. But I'm not the only speaker in the Zoom today, right? I have another, handsome and knowledgeable speaker with me. So I want to pass the mic to Mikhail for him to introduce, say hi with everybody.
Hot,
Okay?
hot,
Thank you,
Hollywood hot.
Sasha. Yeah, hey everybody. This is Mikhail coming at you from San Jose. I was sponsored into the business by Justine and Brian, coached by Going Platinum, Jeff and Stella, part of Phil and Luna Diamond Ship. I'm sure all of you know. And yeah, we're really excited to be here tonight. We're really blessed to have this opportunity to share with you guys a couple things that Sasha and I have found out when it comes to this business. And for those of you who are new, I hope today can really help you get an understanding about what are the types of return of investment that you can have in terms of this business. And whether you come from a background of finance, just like myself, or if you come from a background of not even knowing what the heck is a dollar bill, like we hope today that you can get a lot of value. And so with that, I give it to Sasha.
Awesome, awesome. Wow, thank you, Mikhail. So can tech team, bring the slides up. The weather in Texas is going up and going down. Recently, myself, I'm always, fired up. I'm always fired up whenever I'm on like a Zoom meeting, meeting people. But the weather caused my throat to, cannot hear me well. Feel free to ask me to repeat, whatever I say. Okay. But I would like to take the first to go on return on investment. May I have the next slide? So today, I will talk about the return on investment, and specifically, we will dive in. We will dig deeper into the return on investment in each of the quadrants that we know that can generate money for us, right? I mean, I believe that everybody is here already, read the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, from have heard, have known, have studied, right? The E, S, B, and I quadrants. Okay. So we're gonna talk, the return on investment. Let's say if we invest in any of the vehicle that we know, right? And then Mikhail gonna follow up with the business that we are, working on, right? The advantages that we have, and what are some potential profits that we might get in a specific amount of time that we invest in, right? So next slide, please. Talking about the return on investment, why do we have to understand, why we have to study the return on investment specifically on the vehicles that we are taking? We want to learn about the return on investment, since we want to make a smart choice. We don't want to like pick a job and then just go with the flow, right? Just dive into the rat race without even thinking of what would the job bring us, or take us to somewhere in the future, right? And then later on in 40 in the 40s, in the 50s, we might regret about the choice that we make because the return that we receive at that time, at that point in life, doesn't satisfy our need, right? And one more thing, if you are here in the business, right, learning about a business, I believe that you want something much more than just a 9 to 5 paycheck, right? Want something much more than just a regular routine of like a daily worker, right? So my concern whenever I study about business or learn about the business model when I was still a cadet in the process, I was wondering whether the paycheck, whether the income that I make in the future will it be duplicable, because let's say if I wanna create passive income, it has to be easy to duplicate, right? Because I don't wanna make passive income in the first year and then the second year, the third year, the fourth year, it stay the same. It cannot it cannot increase its value, or I have to work on it again to make the passive income again, right? I don't want that kind of income. I want like a reliable and scalable type of passive income, right? So we can dig deeper into the return on investment of the 4 quadrants today, right? Next slide, please. So this is the E, S, B, and I quadrant, and I believe that most of us are familiar with how it works, right? So E, S, B, and I, they are not just the 4 quadrants, right? They are not just indicate 4 ways to make money, different lifestyles that associate with each way of making money, right? We all know that if we are living in the E and in the S quadrant, in order to make money, we have to trade time and labor and energy, right? The income is 100% what our time and labor is going to make, right? But for the B and the I quadrant, what we put in, what we have is not money and time in order to generate money, right? From the B quadrant, we build a network to help us generate money. And I will talk more about the mindset of each quadrant later on, right? In the I quadrant, we have money to generate more money for us. And the reason why, the B and the I quadrant generate passive income and it is unlimited, right? Or the profit grows exponentially is because that the input, right, the thing that requires to for us to have in order to make passive income, right, which is the network or the money, those are like unlimited, unlimited sources, right? Time and labor and energy, we have limited amount, right? Nobody has more than 24 hours a day, right? But talking about the network, the people, man, people, new babies were born every day, right? Will be born every day. Or money, there's no limit. There's no limit amount of money that you can have or that you can make in this world, right? So that is why from the B and the I quadrant, because of the different input, right, the type of income generated is also different. And this is how we can work a little smarter, right? By still work hard, but if we choose a smart way, we choose to spend our time and effort into like a smarter foundation, then we can generate passive income. You can see from the left quadrant, right? On the bottom, W stand for work and G stand for what? Stand for get, right? On the left hand side, it's right, then get paid, work and then get paid, work and then get paid. It is certain that you work and then you get money immediately, right? Yes, it is certain, it's very secure. But it's only certain and secure only when you go to work, only when you show, right? You be present. On the other hand, the BNI, and then later on you get a lot of money later on, which is the mindset that it is not that if you put the effort in the B and the I quadrant, the money gonna flow out immediately, right? Like the paycheck twice a month when you work, right? But it requires to build the network or to have enough money, right? To a point that it is stable and can generate like stable and reliable passive income, right? And from that point, whenever you have that strong foundation, right, of the network or the money to invest in that point, you will be, generating, right, a lot of passive income, and it is reliable. So the small diagram below, it just show that, how we can transform from the left hand side to the right hand side, right? You can go through the traditional route, right? Like work a job and then open a small business, then scale, then upscale the business to like a B quadrant business and then invest. Or you can jump, right? Jump straight from the E and the S to the B and then to the I, right? But then why nobody, go straight from the E or the S, go straight to I, right? It is to indicate that in order to be a real investor, we need a very stable source of money, right? It is
Let's go.
Awesome.
Nó chỉ là một cái vehicle của mình thôi.
Wow, so cool, man.
Man, this was amazing so far.
So good.
Oh my goodness. Okay. How's that so far, guys?
Amazing.
It was amazing. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I can't help but really see just how awesome those slides really are. I mean, what did you guys take away so far? You guys understand? Are we going too fast?
We understand.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
What was Sasha's last question? Who could answer her question? Why do a lot of people go from E quadrant to I quadrant, or from S quadrant into the I quadrant? Who can answer?
Because they don't dare to risk.
Business, because you need a business to make money and you have your investment.
You don't have a lot of money. You need a lot of money to invest.
Investing is really risky. So let's just say you work and you save up a lot of money, and then you make the wrong decision accidentally, and then you lost all that money. You have to work again. So you don't have that stable income. I think that what she said.
Okay. I think something that you guys have to really think about, something that I reflect recently about the ESBI, is that a lot of people can take part in the I quadrant. A lot of people can take part in the S or the E, but I think Sasha was trying to say that how can you build your life around it? You could have $5,000 in Apple stock. You can have a lot of investments into a lot of different fields, but how can you be able to live your life knowing that it's just only based around that? And I think that's why the return of investment is so crucial. It's so important, because if you knew that you're going to build your life around that quadrant and your gains have only been around $100 to $200, could you survive on making an extra $100, $200? Last time I checked, I couldn't pay for some groceries at H Mart or Costco using Apple stock. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys could do that. I know I couldn't, right? Okay. Who has some reflections on something that Sasha shared so far? Anybody has some reflection?
Vâng, có dùng máy
Let's
tính
give
ngữ
the
văn.
speaker some fire before they're coming back.
Ngồi đi.
Time and energy are limited, while network and money are unlimited. Yeah, that's why business create passive income, man. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have any reflections, but I'm so fired up. That's what I am.
Okay, okay. I like this so far. I like that so far. One more.
Go ahead, sir.
So the same with Shreyas. Yeah.
Yeah, we the same with stress.
Maybe while we're waiting for Sasha to give us some of the best, because some of her talk is just so fire that the Wi-Fi couldn't even handle it, you know. So in the meantime, how about we can have some commercial break? I can take you guys on a little walk. So if Tech can help me bring up my slide, you can go all the way to the part about maybe some business advantage. I want to share with you guys a couple of things that maybe some things that might help, and who wants to really know some of the advantages in this business compared to some things out there that you guys could find. You guys ready for that? I know that I couldn't replace.
Let's get it.
I knew that I couldn't replace Sasha. But at the very least, I can get you some appetizer before we bring back the main dish. So let me go ahead into the next slide. Sorry, I got something in my eye. My gosh, I'm crying because this is such gonna be such a good talk. You guys don't even know. So let's take a look at this, guys. So, I mean, there's some of you guys in here that have gotten this far into the process, and maybe I can get a couple of some shouts. Why is it that you guys here tonight trying to get into the B quadrant? Give me some one word. Give me some shout. I want to hear from you guys. Some shouts, some things. What's some things that you guys? Passive income. Lifestyle. Freedom. Okay.
Peace of mind.
Let's just give it to Ryan. He's already good at that. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. Is a lot of people will get somewhere a bit further either into the process or they'll start to be in this business a lot more. And a lot of things that coming into our life that are like different opportunity, that are different ways to make income, because at the end of the day, it's thinking there's a million ways to make money. Did you know that? You could, if you've got yourself a car, you could already start to be going with the Uber, or there's even Lyft if you don't like Uber, or there's like 10 million different options that you can get into. Oh, if you don't like that, oh, there's another way that you can get into. And so there's so many different ways to make money. But now my question for you is, are you here in this opportunity only just to make money? There's something more. And so when I say return on investment, I hope the thing that comes into your mind is not only money. I'm going to say it again, is that I hope when I say return on investment tonight, is you're not only thinking about money, because there's so many ways to make it. Here's the thing, guys, is that when life is going to give you so many challenges, who in here has been a bit in the business for a little bit longer? Has it been true that as you grew your skill sets because of this mentorship, have you grown in the way that you talk, in the way that you dress, in the way that you think, in the way that your professionality and your conviction and your confidence? And so if you grow in those areas, does that mean that you're going to grow in the E quadrant? Yes or no? I think so. And so a lot of people are going to miss out on some of the advantages. They're going to missing out on the main point, because what if you got an offer tomorrow that said, hey, congratulations, you got hired yourself as the next software engineer or as the next whatever the title is, and then bam, you start making six-figure income. What if tomorrow you got yourself a referral from a friend who's working at some big company? They say, I could get you into here because you've been a good friend. I might not like the business, but I can help you out. And so bam, now he's connecting you with somebody who has a connection out there, but it's in the E quadrant. It's how do you handle that? How do you take a look at that? How do you take a look and back into this opportunity to really say, this is what I wanted at the end of the day? Because I was exactly like you. I was in your shoes before, where when I was taking a look at how things are going to pan out and how things were going, that I knew that things were going to change, which meant my job might change, the way I make money might change. I got myself into Uber, I got myself into Lyft and making a lot of different ways to make money. And so it quickly became something called a distraction. How many of you guys have come across this thing before called a distraction? Give me a shout. No, I don't want you to give me a shout. Don't say that. but you guys have come across it. Relatable? Once or twice? 3 times? It's happened. And it will happen again. But what's that one guiding light, that shining star that could really bring you back into what your focus is? And that's why I'm coming back to say you need to know the return on investment. It's more than the money. It's more than that. Because when you only look at it as just making money, then it won't give you a reason to say no to a better paying job. It won't give you a reason to say no to maybe another business opportunity out there. Understanding why you're here, understanding your return of investment, where you're going to be in the next 5-10 years in this business is what helps you create this thing called the one thing. Can I have the next slide? The one thing. There's a fantastic book that I really recommend for you guys. And it's the why. It's that one thing in your life that you'll be really looking into that's going to really change the way that you are. And so, like I said, because this was my background. Why did I share this? Is because as I got into this business, I started reading. Who's read some certain books like How to Win Friends, Influence People? Who's read books like Skill with People? Who's read books like all the different types of skill set books out there? There's hundreds, right? There's hundreds.
Yep.
You guys have started reading those, and so, like I said, is that you start to get sharp. The way you walk, the way you talk is different than you were before, and so now you got yourself some promotions. And so at the time, I had for myself a couple of offers. I had an offer that I could get into a very nice internship. I had an offer while I was building my business to get into a full-time position. I had an offer during my time at the bank to get into a managerial role where I'd be not just managing the accounts for other people, but I'd be also working with the team as well at one of the top financial institutions. And so what am I trying to say here was that this was my mistake, was that I thought that just getting into a higher promotion was going to get me a bigger return of investment than if I were to focus on the business. Why? Because what you might not know is that you might have gotten a better title. You got yourself a better pay. You got yourself higher corporate ladder, higher benefits, and the boss treats you very nice. And I remember very distinctly that I had myself my very own office with, I had my name tag and everything like that. I felt good. I looked good, but I didn't feel good on the inside because now I understood one thing was I started to have higher responsibility and I had less time. I had more stress. I had for myself a higher expectation. I have somebody on my team who went from just doing a sales role, and then now he got himself into a managerial career. And so at that moment, he might have gotten a higher pay, but now the amount of time that he had is significantly reduced in order to work on his business. And so when I said return of investment, how most people look at it is just a surface. You made better pay. You got yourself a better insurance. You got yourself a better 401k. You got yourself signed up for all these different things. Things are looking great. But that's the secret. But now you're more responsible. If something happened to the company, the boss is calling you. You still have a boss, so the boss is going to call you for sure. And you're the one having so much more stress here, so much more projects. And now you're in trouble. You see that? And so that's what happened for myself. And the idea here, guys, is that would you guys now agree that return of investment, what you're looking for at the end of the day in this business, is not only money? I hope that was already clear very early on, either in the process or when you had chose to become a partner with us, is that money is not the only thing that's important in your life. Time is important. Relationships are important. And so what I found out after getting the title was that when you say yes to one thing, you actually say no to 10 other things. That's a principle, okay? When you say yes to one thing, you say no to 10 other things. And so in my case, in my scenario, my time was gone. I had money, but I said no to spending time with my family. I said no to building my business. I said no to my future. Next slide. And so look back at it, guys, is that you have to really define it. And so this was a neat little thing that even I mean, I just found it funny because even the money aspect of it, we couldn't even keep it because the more income that you actually have a cap, you have a limit, you have a higher tax bracket. Oh, I mean, it just so happened to be that this is tax season, and so everybody is conveniently hearing all of these things. But here's the thing, guys, is that did you know that you might make a six-figure income, but you're actually gonna have a five-figure tax? Do you realize that? And so you got yourself a nice title, you got yourself a nice clothes and a lot of nice things, but then hold on a minute, your net gain was like $1. I'm gonna say it again. Your net gain as an after tax, after everything, you still only made like $1 or $2 different. What was the point of it then? You see? Next slide. So, number one, when I talk about return on investment, I'm sure Sasha had covered this for a while back ago. Number one is that there's more to it than just your time. Or sorry, there's more to it than just money. There's also time. There's also the things that you spend. Look at this little graph is just talking about the cost of a small business. And so that is one of the first, or I would say the second really important advantage that you're having in this business is that it's extremely low cost to even start. I mean, knowing myself, having a couple startups in the past, and when I had started to look at the difference between, I had a choice to make was I could either continue to keep on trying to have myself a small business, or I could continue to build this business. And so when I looked at it, I said starting from scratch is not ideal. I'm sure you guys have seen the business plan on Tuesdays a lot of times, but not many people have done the reflection part to say, I know why this business is valuable. I know why this opportunity is extremely powerful because what opportunity out there allow you to start a business for less than $100? Can I get the next slide? Everything else, majority of companies are out there like more than $100,000. Where can you get that? Most people who do that in their 40s, in their 50s, in order to start their business. Take a look at this as well. Is that now when it comes to the franchise fee after the initial investment, all these things, some of these popular really big franchises that sure it could guarantee you quote unquote success, but how long would it take you to get there? And so this opportunity, the way that I saw it was, number one, it gave me a chance to really start a company when I was very in the beginning, and then from there I could be able to pursue an opportunity to get myself into the B quadrants, and that right there is already a great return. The fact that I don't have to work for the rest of my life is already a great return. It's called getting my time back. That $100 I spent signing up for the company, I said, I didn't care if it's $100, $1,000, whatever. I'll do whatever it takes that I can get my time back because time is precious, time is valuable, right? And so, what was my main point? Number one, the way that you've been looking at return of investment and always wondering if this is a worthwhile business, so far might have only been based on money. And if it was only based on money, then yeah, I agree with you that there's a lot of ways to make it out there. You could get a better job, you could start an Uber company, do a lot of different things, but then why you choose this is because of these certain advantages. Number one, extremely low cost. Number two, you don't have to start from scratch. Number three, I'm sure you guys are quite educated. You know some of these things. 450 products. Where else can you find that when you start a company, you have more than 450 products at your fingertips? I don't know, right? And so you have to realize that there was an audio I remember very specifically that what my upline gave me, it said, "This is a perfect business" by Charlie Durso. You should really take a look at that, you know. And so that's the return of that's another aspect of the return on investment, is that not only are you able to start an opportunity at an extremely low cost, you're also able to get your time back. Next slide. And so here's the thing that I want to share when it comes to the mentality of building this business and what it means between investing and spending. So I'm sure Sasha was sharing something very powerful and important, but in this scenario, I just want to share something quick is that like I said earlier, when you got a promotion, you spend more time. It's that opportunity cost that you could have had for the business or your job. And so the opportunity cost of you spending time to build this business versus, let's say, growing your career, it's tremendous. Because I was like you before. I had gotten that recognition, I had gotten that title, I had gotten that chance to be on the stage because I look good, smell good, and everything like that, but I was broke because I started to trade what I wanted most for within the moment. And it didn't only talk about job, guys. That was things like, where did I spend my time on my phone?